for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's get a roll call of the members present, please.
Councilmember Whitten?
I'm here.
Councilmember Biggs?
No, but he gave me a letter to be his proxy, so I would vote tonight.
But I also have the same letter.
I do too. As do I.
Councilmember Wetzel?
Here.
Councilmember Pepper?
Here.
Councilmember Graham? Here. Councilmember Conover? Present. And Councilmember Rivas?
Here.
6 present.
All right, let's get started. Public defender. Mr. Elwood, Your Honor.
Good evening. There are no changes to either the Public Defender Supplemental Fund budget or the General Fund budget, other than correction of a typographical error. I believe the medical malpractice insurance was listed on both budgets last year.
That's the liability, am I looking at the right one?
Yes.
So that it actually went down to 74,000?
Yes.
So that's the same? Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a couple seconds on the floor. Discussion. You're looking great, Mr. Elwood. I'm so glad to see you back in the game. You've lost some weight.
Thank you.
Good for you.
You as well, Dan.
Well, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Yes, I've been working out. I know it's on your mind.
Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. PD supplemental.
Same thing, no
thought-
changes.
Move. Second.
Motion second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
That bad you touch, you want to stay here.
General courts.
Two changes. One of them is I requested an extra $5,000 in law books. As you might recall, from 2 nights ago, I was here getting $7,000 more for this year.
Yep.
That's an extra $5,000 there, and the court reporter software rental or support went up by about $23 or something. So it's $37.20, up a little over what it was the previous year. Other than that, it's all the same.
What's the equipment change?
Right.
The
He's added 39.
$39.50. What's that for, Judge?
$39.50. Oh,
It's line item 3710.
I don't know, because we won a lease purchase agreement with our copy machine, and that was paid off this year. So that may be this may have been submitted before that was paid off.
Okay.
But I don't know how that stands with the maintenance agreements as part or leases.
Could you, before our third reading, maybe just shoot an email or something that kind of tells us?
Should we take it out now, then if he comes back?
Right.
Up to you guys. I mean, I don't want to take it out if you're going to need it, but if you guys put it back on third reading. 6 and 1 half dozen the other.
Tell us what it's for, and then we'll put it back in.
Okay. We'll do it. Apparently, well, according to the form, it was in there last year. I don't recall that being there last year.
Do you know, Vicki, can you pull it up just out of curiosity and see what was paid out of that, or how much, or? I know you don't have the claims there, but maybe we can. Does that say 0?
Yeah.
78.
So there wasn't a budget last year for this, or there was, but it was 0?
Showing it in the budget.
Well, let's do this. Let's take that out, and then, Judge, if you can just give us, if you need it, we'll put it back in.
Okay, let me find out what that was about.
Okay. So, Vicki, if you could.
We'll look that up too.
Okay.
You want to reduce it by $39.50, Vicki, and give us the final number?
$313,438.
I'll make the motion.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second? There's a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Superior Court 1.
Okay, are we, I guess the bottom line is...
Pretty close. A little bit, but not much.
Anyway, we eliminated $50 on per diems for change of venue. I think we've finally gotten rid of all the change of venue cases that applied to.
All
It only took 20 years, but...
right.
And, the liability insurance I thought was in there last year, but the form doesn't have it there.
Was that being paid out of this liability insurance? Vicki, did we have that in there last year?
Okay, let's look. 460. I think you got... Oh, yeah, liability insurance, 7460. Okay, nothing's in that this year.
Do what?
Nothing was budgeted for this year, 2015.
What's in front of us? Oh. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and take that out.
You want to pull that out, Vicki, and
We did
we'll...
without it last year.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah, see what happens.
Put my faith in the Attorney General representing me at that.
All goes south.
That's serious. Oh, no. It's a public meeting.
I'll make the motion at 165,400.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, question, did that leave in the extra $40?
Yeah, for cleaning.
So I don't have to come back for that?
That's right. That wasn't mentioned.
All right, thank you, I'll find out about that one item, let you know.
Sounds good, thank you, Ernest. Superior Court 2, Judge Alexa. 159,511, looks like it all stayed the same, is that correct? What's your pleasure?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? There it was. The ayes have it. You can introduce yourself. Okay. Nice meeting.
Nice meeting you.
Superior Court 3. How's Judge Gent this evening? So this one, not much change, a little bit. Interpreters.
We ran out of money in general fund, we depended on grants, and they're not guaranteed checks.
Numbers 233, 261, what's your pleasure? We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Have a good evening. Court 4. Judge Chittister. How are you, Judge?
Good.
All right. Not a tremendous amount of change, a little bit extra for training and ed and some legal. Big numbers 157, 621, what's your pleasure? We have a motion and a second on the floor, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay.
Have a good evening. Superior Court 6. I don't think Judge Tody's coming.
I'm not saying.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
It's the same budget. We should vote no, just to see what he does.
All the other judges came.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Budget's passed as the same. 4D Court. How's it going? Good. Looks like the number's the same.
Yes.
That's good news. What's your pleasure with this? We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? How are things going in the 4D Court?
Things are going good.
Good. Hearing good things, that's good news.
Good.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. You have a budget. We'll see you later. Circuit Court.
Down.
Hello, Judge Ralphie, how are you?
Thanks.
Good. I'm doing just swimmingly. Thank you for asking.
Beautiful day.
Wonderful to see you.
Oh, no, the pleasure's mine, Judge, the pleasure. Okay, that's a little lawyer suck-up. The lawyer suck up. It works.
Scott said you've never seen the inside of a courtroom, though.
Well, that's probably true. I said my wife, the smarter half. So we've got a budget of $467,016, which is down, actually. What's your pleasure with this number?
Let's go with it, Pushy.
Do what?
Let's go with it, it's down.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. So it looks like you're up the hourly, but drops in salaries, kind of moving some things around. That's a good deal.
Thank you.
JDI grant, $55,058.
Yeah.
Is that grant down? Is that what it is, or?
Yes, it is.
And there, as the longer county's in it, the more they, less money they get.
I got you. What's your pleasure with this grant?
Second.
Motion is second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of 55,058, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Circuit Court grant. Same number. What's your pleasure?
Second.
Motion is second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Circuit Court grant. DCS. Looks like the number is up, 36,783. What's your pleasure with this grant?
That's still want grant money?
Still grant money.
Thus, we have the word grant in the name.
Move to approve.
Yeah, but I'm...
Second.
We have a motion is second on the floor. No, it was a good question. I wasn't challenging.
No, but so the grant actually went up?
We receive more money into the fund, yes.
Okay, that's what my question.
Wonderful.
Good question, Bob. I didn't mean to embarrass you. Any other discussion?
Can't help yourself.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
That's all of us.
Mostly myself. Bailey Court donation, 9113, numbers 19,377. What's your pleasure?
Second.
Motion is second on the floor. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. PD, Public Defender Supplemental 1200-78.
Ken has some access to some in his fund, and then this is good.
I got you.
Second.
Motion is second on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Now we get into the general fund. Juvenile detention. Let's see what's going on. So we'll go up in salaries here, huh?
Yeah, these are mandatory probation increases. Unfortunately, I apologize, my salary went up a little bit because I hit my 20 years, so that was my last big
That's the
raise.
last big push.
That's it.
But she started when she was 15.
I did. I did. So I apologize if it's a little bit more.
Inmate?
I'm the one that embarrassed you.
So that is why a little bit higher. And then the extra $4,000 under my contractual is so we can purchase some grad point licenses. What these are is for credit recovery, so kids in the detention center can continue their education and obtain credits. So we would like to include that in our budget this year.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion a couple of seconds at 1398.69. Any further discussion, or any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Vicki, you have this on our increase to the general fund, right?
Yes.
Juvenile detention codes 4916. A little bit higher. Again, the salary's up a little bit, same kind of stuff. Is that right? Yep.
No, these are actually not mandatory raises. For our assistant director and detention manager, I am requesting slight increases for them. Our assistant director has been with us for 33 years. Our detention director, detention manager, there has been, this is my phone number. No? since taking over the detention center approximately 6 years ago, there has been an increase in a lot of the duties that I have given to my detention manager and my assistant director. They are a huge asset. My detention manager alone pretty much runs our maintenance department out of that building because, as we all know, the county does need some help with some maintenance. And we are a 24/7 facility, and we do need help all the time. And so he does keep track of that for us a lot, as well as staff and a resident. My assistant director, we are under new state standards starting January 1st, and he works tirelessly in regards to redoing policy, procedures, making sure that we are in compliance with all those standards. So that is why I'm asking for increases for both of them.
All right, so Vicki, if we did not put those in there, what would be the bottom line on this budget? 44, go ahead.
On the salaries?
Yes.
Without any of the raises,
Yeah.
it's 36,546. So the rest would be 44,189.
So what about the FICA? Say it again, give me the big number, that's what I want.
Yeah. It would be 44,035.
All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take those out, take that number down. I want you to put on our list of non-general fund budget proposed raises, and we'll address it when we do our raises. It's not to say we won't go for them, but we're gonna...
I appreciate you at least considering it.
Yeah, we'll get back to those before we...
Okay, thank you.
We need a motion?
Yeah, what's your motion with that?
Move to approve.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
And a second, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
No problem. Juvenile probation. How are you?
Okay.
Good. We've got some raises, are these the mandated raises that you have in here? Or are these just...
The actual request for the increase under general fund, it comes to 82,593, and that's actually, it comes from 3 different areas. And I can go in and explain that if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Just under 38,000 of that, it's 37,988 is actually made up of those raises that you talked about, the mandated raises. We had 7 individuals that got the step increases based on years of service. Additionally, the Judicial Conference across the board instituted a 2.2% increase for all probation officers, and so you'll see an increase in that as well, but it comes up to just under 38,000.
Okay.
There is an additional, of that 82,000, there's 10,000 in there. That is actually a transfer that I'm asking from administrative fees. Now, the administrative fees are set up actually to assist in those mandatory raises that the Judicial Center may put in. It's designed to help supplement those raises. Last year, I observed that we had a surplus in that. I over-budgeted it and put some additional funds that would have maybe gone in general fund into the administration fees.
Pull that budget up, will you, Vicki? Let's take a look at it. Go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you, but let's just take a look at it as you're talking.
Would you want to see the funds?
Yes.
Thank you. Juvenile administration fees.
Yeah.
The begin balance was about 24,500. Current
pull it
balance
up.
14,798.
What did we budget for? We budgeted 35,000 and they spent 26,000 and we're down to 9,591, is that correct? Or is that a different fund?
That's just in salaries, this is the total budget, right, for admin fees?
I think we started at 24. I thought I budgeted around 35, so we're down to 14,709.
It's, we're talking about, am I in the wrong one?
That's right.
You're talking about the administrative fund, the 2050?
The number is 15-2050-2051-10100.
All right, hold on a minute, I want to get back, I'm looking at the adult probation, so hold on a minute.
That was the budget that was on the...
Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
This is the fund that we're talking about.
So we budgeted about $42,342.69. Is that correct? And then So we started beginning balance at 24,000, and we're down to 14,797, is that correct? So we started with a surplus, we budgeted another 42, and now we're down to 14,797. Is that an accurate depiction of the fund?
Yes.
Right, and
So we're
what I did
running
is I overbudgeted it last year,
Right.
so that wouldn't have to go into general fund, and
Right.
we save a year's worth,
Yep.
because I had a surplus. I'm now, again, getting close to that, I can't sustain that, so I'm asking, we're still having officers taken out of there, there's still 4 positions that are supplemented in the administrative fund.
Yeah.
And now I'm just bringing it back into balance so it can sustain itself, and so to do that, I need to take 10,000, and put it back in general fund.
Okay.
So basically, I bought a year.
We've got about 38,000 in mandated raises, step increases, things like that. We have 10,000 in transferring back out of your non-general fund, because that's your non-general fund.
Right, and then lastly, we had 34,605 that I'm asking to be transferred from user fees. This is actually a position, a probation officer position that was requested and funded by the council. We requested it in 2012. It was funded for 2013. And I believe at that time, we did ask that it be taken out of the general fund. However, we identified that there was a surplus in the juvenile detention codes fee.
Pull that fund up. Pull up the user fees first, and then we'll get to that. I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
No, but, sure. There was identified that we had codes money available, and so the council instructed us to take it out of the codes fee, knowing that it couldn't sustain that.
Right.
And just knowing that we would do that, move that down and decrease that. There was some discussion that we would most likely be coming back to the council to ask that go into the general fund down the road. For 2014 and 2015 budgets, I was able to put that in our user fee fund. Again, because we had a surplus, I over budgeted it substantially. I think we started 2 years ago, we were at probably 130,000 in there.
Right.
We started this year at 72, as it says, and now we're down to 41. So we're asking that position now be put into the general fund. Again, we've had that officer for 3 going on 4 years now. And we'd like to move that over there, so that, again, that we can bring ourselves in balance. If we make more money and are able to build that back up again, I'm all for changing that back every so many years if we can do that to save money.
Right. Yeah. Okay, any questions
That
about...
goes up to 82,000.
Okay. So you've heard the explanation, makes sense to me. Let's get a motion and second.
They did help us tighten our belts when we needed them to, and...
Can I get a motion?
Yeah, you got it.
Motion and second, I'm sorry, go ahead, Karen, what were you saying?
They did. I remember everything you said.
Yep.
They helped us tighten our belts and get through a bad time, and now their fund's drying up.
Okay, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. So, hearing that, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? The ayes have it. Juvenile probation user fees, we just identified that.
Right, that exactly reflects, there's one increase in there that I'm asking for, from 10,000 to 3,000 for contracts. It was 10,000 to 13,000, I'm sorry. 10,000 to 13,000, and that's to pay for our licenses, for our Quest database system. We've increased our licenses, and therefore need to pay the yearly,
Makes sense to me. What's your pleasure with this budget? We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Discussion? It's too bad this fund is drying up. I like the good old days when we had money under every rock.
Well, we're trying, we're continuing to go after all the monies we can, and if we can get back up, like I said, I'm happy to do that, so.
Appreciate it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Juvenile probation admin fees, that one's down a shade.
And that's reflecting just the 10,000
Right.
plus the FICA and perf.
Yep.
The 11.
Moved.
We have a motion to second on the floor at $30,457. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Adult probation 1043.
Looks like it's gone down.
Well, say, man, how's it going?
Good, thanks for inviting me.
Oh, yes, it's always a pleasure. Get the little gang back together. Looks like your bottom line number is what?
Down.
Is it 505? Yeah. 505 and change?
Salaries,
Is that right, or am I looking at the wrong budget? I'm looking at the wrong budget.
yeah.
Bear with me. 1,030
Right.
and 82? What's your pleasure with this?
Move.
With a motion. And a second, discussion.
Steve has done a tremendous amount of pencil sharpening to bring this general fund budget down and put things in his user fee fund.
Yep, I can't argue that either. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Let's go on down to user fees, now that you mention it. That number's down 505,544. Are we less a person, or? Why is that down, Steve?
No, I just lowered it. We have had some retirements where I was able to lower some salaries.
I got it.
And that was the fund that was cutting it the close with out of all these funds, so I wanted to lower that.
Move to approve.
Yep. The motion, is there a second?
Yes.
And a second. Discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Pre-trial, 2103. Stayed the same. What's your pleasure?
Move. Second.
Couple of motions and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, is this fees from the, DeWalt's?
What?
Is this fees? Is this fees collected?
Yeah.
How's that running?
The program or the money?
The user fees that are collected on pretrial, and then this is also the fund that we split with the Public Defender's Office. They take half of what we collect.
By statute.
By statute.
So you began the year with about 232,000, and balance is about 213.
Okay. Ryan solid.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna ask a question about the bracelet thing. Is that being expanded? I know there was conversations about the pre-trial.
Electronic monitoring?
That's it, thank you.
That's to PAC, but yeah, PAC does have the ability now to use electronic monitoring for pretrial.
Is this part of this, or should this be part of this? I'm just asking a
No,
question.
they're run by different agencies. That should not be in probation. That should be in community corrections with all the programming.
Okay, I agree with that statement. I'm curious, why is it under probation if it's pre-trial?
Well, this is the reporting, where they report to their probation officer verifies that they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing, not getting arrested, that kind of thing.
Okay,
PACT is doing the programming.
okay,
They're doing the individual supervision.
okay. All right, I'm done. Thanks.
If I could just make a quick comment about that. The criminal code recodification took away credit time from home detention and pretrial, so it's not being used as much as it was in the past because there's no credit time now for that, just a side note.
Gotcha. All right, so we have a motion, a second on the floor. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye, please. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Adult Probation Admin, 2,000. Number's 84885. What's your pleasure?
I'll make the motion to get the discussion.
I'll second it. For discussion, go ahead, Bob.
It went up, so raises?
Correct, as Chris indicated, that's what the statute was for, created for that. So that's the first fee that's collected that is supposed to go to raises, and we're able to accomplish it all through our administrative.
These are all mandated raises?
These are all just strictly minimum mandated step increases and raises at the state.
Wait a minute. They're all mandated raises?
And step raises that happen by mandate.
Right, but everything is...
Not one penny more.
I mean, there's none of this was... It's all mandated by the state, for lack of a better word. Okay, right.
And it's non-general funds, so that's great news. 8485 was the motion, second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Clerk, 1001 General Fund. I gotta love your moxie, Karen.
How did you know that? Don't pretend.
I've heard some stuff.
Good news is, I think we found who can play the Wicked Witch. You got that right.
I didn't say that.
No, that was me. That was me.
You got that right. Check the minutes, guys. Public on video.
I want it to be...
Did I do anything wrong?
I want it to be viral. All right, clerk, we're real close on this.
Halloween, it's great. Everything fits in, the timing is
I was
perfect.
dared to do this. I'm gonna fit in with the...
With the crowd.
Very nice.
Doesn't even sound like Witten to dare you to do something like that.
All right, we got a number of 1380174.
Color-coded too with your shirt. Did you guys plan this? Are you guys talking? Is everything good?
Oh, yeah. I like Karen. 1380174, what's your pleasure?
Is there a raise in there?
There is one raise, and I think we were gonna hold until the end.
Yeah.
And we were just bringing the chief deputy up to the chief deputies that the other department heads have. Same rate.
We're gonna back these out then?
Yeah, we'll back it out and then address it at the end. We'll put that down,
That's the only one, Karen?
Yes.
Okay.
and put those down, particularly the chief deputy, for one that we're gonna look at in particular. I wouldn't mind getting some of these higher-end folks in line. Okay. Looks like a little bit here and there, maybe up in maintenance agreements, that kind of stuff.
Look, capital outlay is...
Looks like maybe hourly's up a little bit, but...
Well, I think the biggest one would be in the capital outlay, and that was due to the fact that, we have like 40,000 new files a year, and we have to have shelving for them, otherwise they land on the floor. So, it costs about $2,000 to $3,000 to get the triple shelving, to get them in there. And instead of, we're looking for new space for the 40 staff members, whatever, what we're doing is trying to relocate the desk so that we have more room for the files themselves.
Makes sense to me. We are space tight.
Especially in the courthouse.
Yep. So the number's 1373474, what's your pleasure?
Move.
We have a motion. Second? I'll second it. Discussion?
What is the number of the budget we're looking at right now?
It's in front of you, 1372474.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Clerk 4D. 140991, and that is because a little bit in office equipment.
Contractual.
The contractual. Prior to last year's budget hearings, the commissioners approved a contract with Dodge Consulting, and I think I transferred at the last meeting. And we need to cover that for a 12-month period, $600 a month. What they do is they work with the auditors to get the amount of money returned to the general budget, because we get 60% returned to the general budget of the money that we spend on 40 projects.
New number's 140991. It's non-general fund budget. Makes sense to me. Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
And a second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Clerk perpetuation 1119.
Some more office furniture, same thing.
Wow.
Again, non-general fund.
All the general funds, so I was trying to get it from other funds.
Yeah, that's good.
Keep in
58.
mind, though, that this fund, it might be reducing the amount of availability due to the fact that the state changed to get we used to get $7 for our record fee, and now we get like $2 and $5 goes to the state software, which isn't an issue, but I wanted to make sure that we didn't have any individuals coming out of this budget, so we don't. We do have part-time, but I'm hoping with some of the changes that are coming through the council that will take care of that.
The motion is second on the floor, 58793, what's your pleasure? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. I think that's it.
Can you send me the link?
I'm glad you came in good humor. You have a wonderful night.
All right.
Dan embarrasses every once in a
Hey,
while.
I gotta crack wise once in a while. I like Karen. If I didn't like her, I wouldn't crack wise on her.
Change
your voice to sound like Sylvia.
Sylvia, you and I are gonna have to talk.
Drainage Board, General Fund 1026.
nailed with this.
Drainage Board's the same, 13,429, what's your pleasure? We have a motion, is there a second?
Yeah.
Discussion.
If the stormwater fee goes in, does this disappear, Scott?
Yep. That's my understanding.
I think that is the intent.
Do we want to budget it, or wait till the stormwater fee goes in, and then just cancel this out
When's
next
the
year?
stormwater?
Why don't we budget it,
Why, I just-
see if the stormwater fee goes in, we can
Zero it out
figure
later.
it out, yeah.
The collection, if in fact that would happen, I mean, how long would it take to?
Spring installment.
Spring installment.
Yeah, so we gotta budget this. We have a
Yeah.
motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Surveyor, general fund, same exact number. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Perpetuation fund,
Motion.
we have a motion
Second.
and a second discussion.
How's that running?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question.
It's average around the 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000.
Where do you get that
It's
from?
based on $5 per,
Bill doesn't show up, we cut our meeting 3 hours.
it's a statutory,
You noticed it.
Right. That's done.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor, 33,971, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thanks for coming.
I also appreciate you guys keeping sight on the possibility of having pay raises for all of our employees.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if they need some assurances that you guys haven't forgotten them, and
We have it, and we're going to, we're gonna look, we're gonna try to do something, we'll see how we can pull some
appreciate all
numbers.
your...
Thanks a lot, man, have a good one. Okay, we stand adjourned, see you when? Monday.
Is this a running total on top?
Yeah, Monday?
No.
It doesn't.
No, Monday, the 26th of October.
Yes.
Is this where we're at on top, the red light, the red
I don't see
spot?
the rest of my sentence.
Yes, except for the cut in the general court, it didn't catch that, but the total cut so far is 357.
We have cut 350?
Yes.
What? Oh, cut, we cut
Proposed
350.
budgets, and you did that by getting rid of the raise requests that have been presented so far, except for veterans, remember?
And we still need to cut $60,000, is that what that's?
No, that was the goal. If the goal is 37.3, you've already reached that goal. But you do have these other issues that are hanging fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we talk about it?
What's the total of raises right now?
Well, maybe. So what are these other issues?
What raises?
Go ahead. What were you
Okay.
gonna say?
Oh, go ahead, when did you call it, go ahead?
You said go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I'm always
Earlier this
Come on.
year, I gave
Go
you an
ahead.
estimate of what $1,000 across-the-board raises would come to. We crunched the numbers again, and across-the-board $1,000 raises would cost just general fund about $440, a little bit less than what I gave you before.
Cut some more.
The other raises, these special raises, like the voter registration, 4,500, 4,000 here. Clerk, the 4,000, the weights and measures guy. If you add up all those special raises, we're looking at about 75,000 for those special raises.
So we're on path, we're on track.
Yes.
We just have to get there.
We have not mentioned the sheriff pension.
Those are gonna, yeah, see, I don't wanna scare
We have
everybody.
a list
Okay.
of what you want to look at.
So I think that before, when we get to the end of the path, before we get to raises, we're gonna talk about those things. And kind of what is eaten up, we're gonna talk about reserve funds, we're gonna talk about non-general fund funds, and then
Do
we're
we
gonna...
need to get the commissioners in here on that if we're gonna be talking about seated and interest? Or give them a heads up of what we're thinking, or...
I've already told them that I would ask them to be here
Yeah.
when we get to that.
And then when we get
Can
the
you send a copy to everybody on those pending issues if you haven't already?
Certainly. I penciled in a couple others, but yes, I will do that.
Do you have the CETA breakdowns Dan asked you for?
Yes.
Do we have copies of that for our halftime? We're gonna be gone for a month.
Sure.
Yeah, send it to everybody.
Okay, we have the claims, the breakdown of every
Yes.
claims, and I have the breakdown of line items. I have the projections
Give
that...
it all to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the claims,
We've already got clipped in the office.
Okay, you got those quick, thank you.
Go ahead, Vicki, you seem like you have something on your mind.
since we did paper version of the printout of the claims of CEDAT,
But-
there's a lot.
But we got it,
Yes,
so that's fine.
where's that date?
Email.
Well, she says she has them in paper form. Can you put them in PDF or?
Scan and email it?
Yeah.
What it,
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
so, we can prepare, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Never apologize, it's a sign of weakness.
We've got, well, I know that,
Never
there's
say sorry.
there's a Thursday night.
That was John Wayne that said that, by the way.
That's right.
John Wayne.
Well, if John said it, then why wouldn't we?
So we're getting back together for the 26th,
Yes.
and final reading is the 29th.
Unbelievable.
So, I'm guessing we're not gonna be done.
No?
We gotta be done.
Well, by law, we have to turn
Gotta be
in
done.
the budget by November 1st.
You know,
So here's what we might do.
That's why I-
For fun, here's what we might do. What I think we might do is, before the 26th, have a meeting to just address the seated funds, if you want to do that. To get those out of the way, so we can just drill in. I want to give you guys enough time to review it, make sense for all of us.
say the date.
Do we need to be getting together every night that week? I don't know. What was this?
Well, every night that week, the final reading's Thursday.
Oh, we have a rather big.
And I kind of want to, why don't we, let me look at everybody sent the calendars for October. Let's take a look at that, maybe we can get to something the week before.
It's fine with me.
Just so we can, and maybe in that same meeting, well, what's left
We're
on
getting
it?
together the 27th then, right?
The 26th, the 27th, and the 29th.
So we are getting together the 27th, so.
But one
I
night,
mean, we could,
our regular meeting.
that's the 27th. Well, let me look at it, we can all kind of put our heads together and get, I do like the idea of having a meeting to address questions that you might have about the seated funds, how they've been running, how they've been paying, and what the proposal is for the next year, and what sort of projects are on the horizon, so to speak. So that we can kind of get there. I don't want to rush through those, I want to spend some time, and maybe in that same meeting, we can, if we did it before the 26th, now we still got some general fund stuff to hit on the 26th, but at least we could maybe get our head around, so maybe in that one meeting we could do seated, and we can have a discussion about these things like the police pension, the insurance, things that we think we might need to address.
Well, the budgets on the 26th are pretty boilerplate.
They are, I mean, there's a few general funds, but not horrible.
Highway and...
Planning commission might
Good
go back.
point, good
Yeah.
point.
Voters registration, election board, that'll be a stage, so.
That'll be a hoot.
Yeah,
We shoved an extra position in the planning commission. so-
exactly.
Yeah, so, these are things you can maybe, so let's look at the week prior. If we can't, then we just have to address it maybe in the same night as our regular council meeting, but in any case, let's see how we look the week prior.
I'm available.
What more do you want, Jeremy? Geez, oh whiz.
When are we gonna have?
You're just going away.
meeting? No, I don't.
We're going to
I'll do my job.
The regular council meeting, legs above. Who is this guy?
What are we gonna have on the 20, what are we?
Our regular council meeting is the 27th, dude.
I've been told that the sheriff's department is going to submit an additional appropriation for about $300,000 to carry out through the rest of the year for sheriff pension.
Can we do the seated, can we advertise to do the seated budgets on the 27th?
Yes, we can.
I mean, do we have to advertise for it, or can we just do it?
26th,
We
27th.
have an advertised meeting, can't we just address it?
We can change it.
So,
You just can't change the final adoption. Well...
We don't need to, we're good.
yeah.
On the
So,
final
okay, if you guys want to do that, we'll do it on the 27th. Do you want to do it on the 27th? Do you want to look at the week prior? Do you want
I
to...
think we need to look at the week prior.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too.
Somebody happened to be Yeah. sick, so.
Yeah.
we need a handle on that before we go into wrapping this up.
I think that's, and I'm afraid that if we do it at the night of our regular meeting, we're gonna be rushed. Particularly if we get derailed into discussion about $300,000 additional that we gotta deal with.
All right, well, we have a member
21st, 22nd?
absent.
I gotta look, but,
Who's absent?
Paige.
On the 21st and 22nd?
yes, Joy, would you, Joy, tomorrow,
Okay,
I want you to send an email out to everybody.
all right,
When I say everybody, I just mean the council and Scott.
gotcha.
Asking what our calendars look the week prior to this 26th meeting,
Okay,
and let's coordinate a day. And if there's somebody else in here, if it's a night where somebody else is in here, they get moved.
okay.
How about the commissioners?
Yes, since we're gonna address seated. Send it to the commissioners too.
Okay.
Good point. Okay, can we leave now, Rivas? You wanna do a little more chit chat? You got something else on your mind?
Vicki does, she's not done.
Well, I'm gonna give you guys what I had so far. See this, we're getting more copies made. This is as of 9/22, so.
Why don't you email me all that, or
I
you
gave you
can...
those projections before.
Yeah, I have.
And here we are.